definitely a part of my heart is there with those kids in that school. And I'll go back happily anytime. What I thought going in was I was going to go somewhere I'd never been before, and I was very excited to see that. And I felt like I was going to be on an alien planet that I had no reference for.
We had no idea, not having been to Sharati, Tanzania, that the town was dust. It was wooden structures. It was nothing at all colorful in the school. Nothing. It was barren.
It was a much poorer little town than I had anticipated. A lot more rundown, and I don't know the right kind of description. The shops were just, wooden stalls that people were doing their absolute best in and seemed very happy to have. But I didn't expect it to be that rough for those people.
I have been going to this village since 2006. I started going with my daughter and a school teacher from the Bay Area who grew up in this village. So we were immediately immersed in this very remote, very poor area and really welcomed. So for me, I've been involved with a long history of building the school, seeing different pieces of infrastructure come in, like an electric grid or more clean water. And I've stayed very connected all this time. I wasn't really thinking so much about art as bringing people to this community to share with them things that they've never experienced.
We knew that this was an exciting opportunity for us, not just for us, but for Justin and for the 500 students in Sharati, Tanzania.
Since we are not a government school, we have a little bit contribution from the parents, and by saying we are a private school or different from other private schools, they charge amount of money a normal citizen or a normal parent cannot afford. And what we've been trying to do, we are not supported by the government, so we've been supported by Sharati. And by that means we have been trying, as Rich Rati, we've been trying to cover most of the expenses some parents cannot afford.
The way that we set it up, which was really important, is that the kids had to express interest. They had to apply.
The most rewarding part, I think if I kind of filter that through and register it as the part I like the most, would probably be the teaching.
The kids are so excited about Justin's class, and it's really beautiful to see because this is a culture where in school people are pretty formal. And Justin, you brought something really different with, having them come up and draw and the active kind of participation.
That first class, I wasn't sure I'd ever break the ice. They're just so conditioned to behave in class, and I was trying to get them to not misbehave, but to be a little bit more outgoing. And I didn't think I'd ever do it, but by that last class, they had opened up quite a bit, and I watched them, the change. They really relaxed a lot by that third class, and seeing the growth in what they were doing when they were adding things on to what I taught them. That came purely out of their own imagination, little details in the characters that they had drawn that I didn't show them. It showed me that they were taking what I had instructed and going a little further. And I think that probably was the best part for me, watching them grow with what I told them. It means I got through to, that meant a lot.
I like Justin as a teacher. I like him because he's teaching well, and he's making us to understand. So I like him.
I wasn't thinking about Justin is coming as an artist. I was thinking about how wonderful it would be to share cartooning with these kids, and that Justin was the kind of person who would be an awesome mentor.
The Mentor Project is so incredibly inspired by the mentors that we have. We know that one mentor can change one life, they can change their own life, and they can change a community. Mentors change the world. And when we were posed with sending a mentor to share his expertise with students in Shirati, Tanzania, we jumped on the idea of being able to do that, because we knew that it's so important not to waste our most precious natural resources, which is our experts.
Do you remember this, Justin? It was like people were just in awe and so excited to watch this process and learn about it. And there were some people that just jumped right in and were ready to do it themselves. And that was just beautiful. And that's something that these people would never have experienced before.
The most stressful part by far for me was that mural. Not knowing if I was going to finish it. Halfway through the week, I was really stressing out and I actually starting to despair a little bit inside. I didn't tell anybody else, but I was pretty convinced this isn't going to work. I'm not going to get it done. Yeah, mural painting isn't something that I did a lot. I think I've only done 3 in my life, maybe 4. So something on that scale, it's hard for me to gauge. I'm not that used to it. So I wasn't exactly sure I was going to finish, but thankfully I did. On the Saturday was my last day there. I left Sunday morning. So I still had more to do on Friday, which was when they saw it. There was a little bit more outlining to do of the characters and a little more painting to do. I wasn't exactly sure I was going to finish, but thankfully I did. And they all came to that school and we had our last class and we finished the class and I said, all right, everybody, I've got something to show you. And then I took them out and we walked over to the mural. I said, this is yours. And they did seem very excited about it. You know, they were looking at all the characters and pointing and talking about it, and they seemed fairly proud of it. And it was good to see them outside of the classroom being emotionally unbound, you know, and they felt free to comment and laugh and point and, you know, identify the characters in it. And that was really nice.
You know, people are just, it's like, look what we have. It's part of us, this mural. People are very proud that somebody would come halfway around the world and do this there and leave that gorgeous piece of work, because it is beautiful.
It's in a place where as you're driving down the little dirt road to get to the school, it's kind of windy, and you turn this one corner and you see the school, and one of the facing walls, it's just that mural. It's brightly colored, animal faces, and it's happy. And I love that, because that's almost a greeting as you enter the school. You know, this is a children's place, and I love how they chose that wall. The placement's great. Definitely part of my heart is there with those kids in that school. And I'll go back happily anytime.
People often say, I feel like I got more out of going there than I gave.
Hello.
Sometimes there's glare.
koth manigi jojina nonyuoli maro mi achiwo luor ne Nyasaye ochopo ndalo koro we anyisi toto wach ni ber. Mwasera chakita no ber nyajaduong'a koth manigi jojina nonyuoli maro mi achiwo luor ne Nyasaye ochopo ndalo koro we anyisi toto wach ni ber.
Hello, I'm Jessica Breitman, a member of both the Reach Sherati and the Mentor Project teams. I've had the pleasure of watching Christine Nayada Chachi's dream of mentoring her village by creating a primary school reach fruition. Under Christine's leadership and guided by her cultural background and deep connections in the community, Tina's school quickly became one of the top schools in the region. Tina's school offers affordable bilingual education for close to 500 students in Swahili and English. Since its inception in 2009, every member of its graduating class has qualified to attend high school. Our first graduating class just went off to college. Since 2019, the Mentor Project has been on a mission to create a global mentoring movement. We currently have over 100 mentors and over 100,000 mentees in 5 countries who are in more than 100 schools benefiting from one-to-one group and online video membership. In this short film, we wanted to share how our organizations work together to provide culturally appropriate and inclusive membership. You have seen Hannah Helper's footage of Justin's first introduction to Tanzania and watched how he has begun to create relationships with the students at Tina's school. This is just the beginning of an ongoing relationship which will continue throughout the years. The next class on cartooning begins soon. As you heard, Justin will return to Sherati with Laura next year. To learn more about our organizations, please visit www.mentorproject.org or reach Sherati at www.reachsherati.org. And to support both the Mentor Project and Reach Sherati, feel free to contact me at jbreitman@mentorproject.org. Thank you.